I was getting some messages. I did the cover of the Beatles' Let It Be. And I got a couple of compliments. They were like, Apefather, you got a good voice. You know, Apefather, you're a good piano player. Thank you, and God bless your families. I appreciate the love and the support, especially for my music. My music has always been my first and foremost passion. So I started playing the piano when I was 10 years old. How it started was my cousin Robert in Brooklyn. I used to hang out with him like pretty much every day. He used to have a house, Van Sicklen Street in Brooklyn. And if you know Brooklyn, you'll know it's right off Avenue West. It was, and it was a great area over there. I used to go to Booty Junior High School, David Booty. It was Junior High School 228, they called it. And I used to always hang out with my cousin Robert. He played the guitar, and I was jealous. I'm like, I want to play a musical instrument, you know. So he had a piano in his house. And I got to tell you, it was just like a natural thing. I sat down at the piano, I started playing it by ear, and it's like I kind of knew what I was doing. I never took a piano lesson at that point. And I remember my Aunt Kathy, she heard me from upstairs, and she's like, where is that beautiful music coming from? And she came downstairs and she saw me playing. So she called my mom on the phone, and she, you know, they had those old phones, remember the ones you dial, like that. And she put the phone, listen to this, Josephine, this is your son playing the piano. So ever since then, I just kept playing like every single day. I practiced like 3-4 hours a day, probably up until I was around 17 years old. I did take piano lessons. I started off with Maggio Music. This was on 18th Avenue in Brooklyn. I wound up becoming a teacher there, you know, when I was 17. But my real main teacher, John Solo, he was a professor at the Manhattan School of Music, the jazz section, and it was very tragic. He passed away. He was in, you know, epilepsy, and he had a seizure. It was very, very sad what happened. I don't even like talking about it. He hit his head on the piano, and that's how he died, from the impact. Can you believe it? He hit his head on the piano. This guy was a genius, John Solo. I mean, he was by far the greatest piano player I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he made all his own arrangements of all the jazz classics, all the standards. And, you know, he taught me all about like music theory and voicings and improvisation. That's where he was the one. It was John Solo who brought me to the next level of being I consider myself to be a pretty top-notch piano player. Singer, no. I sing for fun. Thank you. Beautiful.
Quesadilla burger?
I believe this is for my wife. I'm the quesadilla burger. Thank you.
Anything else I can get for you?
Well, we're just waiting on the rest of the food. I guess when it comes out, it comes out. Thank you. This is my favorite thing at Applebee's. The quesadilla burger. I'm actually going to make a separate video on this right now. But that's the story on the music.